All right, we're going to go ahead and get started this morning. Welcome to the Jumpstart here at Western Dakota Technical College. My name is Liz Kinsella. I am the Student Success Coordinator here at WDT. Just to give you a rundown of the presentations today, you will be hearing from multiple departments on funding your education, as well as the resources that are available to you as a student. We will also be going through accessing your accounts, such as your email and your MyWDT account, and we'll also be going through navigating the MyWDT portal. Throughout the presentation today, you will be able to be asking questions through the Zoom chat box. So if you hover over your screen right now, you should see the chat box bubble pop up. Be sure to ask questions throughout the presentation, and we'll also have some time at the end, and you will be contacted by a student success coach if we're not able to get through all the questions today. If you haven't already, make sure that you enter in your first and last name into the chat box. We will be sending out a survey after today's presentation, letting you know just to see how the presentation went for you and if there's any other questions that we can answer for you. And you will be put into a drawing for a WDT bookstore gift card. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Ann Bowman, President of Western Dakota Technical College.
Good morning. I am so excited to be here to welcome you to Western Dakota Tech. I just really congratulate you for your awesome decision to come to WDT. Every field that we provide instruction in has a severe shortage of people with the skill sets you are about to learn. You're going to be in classes that are taught by industry professionals. You also have an awesome support team of staff and coaches who will know exactly how to guide you through every step of any process that you need to learn about. So you've got a great support staff, you've got awesome instructors. Last year, just so you know, our placement rate after students graduate from their programs was 99%. So excellent decision to come to WDT. Give yourselves a pat on the back. We've got the support team that can help you get through it, and you've got a great future ahead. I do want to remind everybody that we are, because of COVID-19, requiring face coverings, so masks or face shields are required. We also are using a lot of rotation of different student groups on campus, and your faculty members will let you know about that, as well as the social distancing and off and on hand sanitizing, hand washing, when you need to do that in between masking and different types of class activities. So welcome to Western Dakota Tech. You made a great decision, you're in great hands, and you've got an exciting couple of years or semesters ahead. Have a great day today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bowman. All right, we will go right on ahead here. And welcome Sharon Martin from the Financial Aid Office.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Fall 2020 Fall Term. On behalf of the Financial Aid Office, which includes myself and Christy O'Keefe, we just want to let you know that we are open and up and running if you need any assistance with anything. As Dr. Bowman said, you will be required to wear masks, but our offices are up and running. So please feel free to stop in if you're having any issues or have any questions. I am just going to go through here what will happen the next few weeks as you start school and how financial aid is paid and that type of thing. So here we go. Okay. A credit balance check is a check that is given to the student if they have enough financial aid to cover all tuition, fees, and books, and then there's money left over after that to help with living expenses. So when we're talking a credit balance check, that's that leftover financial aid money that students get. Not all students get a credit balance check. Some of you guys only qualified for student loans, and your student loans help pay for your tuition and fees, but you still owe money above that. So don't confuse that credit balance check with financial aid. That's a leftover check that not all students get. The soonest that the credit balance checks would be available for any student is the third week of school. And the reason we hold off and don't release those until the third week of school is because you have the first 2 weeks of school to adjust your schedule. So you may start on August 24th and be a full-time student. You're at 12 credits. You go that first week and you realize 12 credits is more than you can handle when you have to work full-time. So you come into your success coach, which will be located in the library, and you say, you know what? I need to withdraw from one of those classes. So there you went from 12 credits to 9 credits. So now you're a 3/4 time student. You are still eligible for financial aid, but it changes your financial aid because you aren't being charged as much. So we don't release those credit balance checks at the very earliest till that drop add period is over. We don't want you to get financial aid as a full-time student and then have to go back 2 weeks later and ask for some of that money back because you adjusted your schedule the first 2 weeks of the semester. So it is important to remember that you have that first 2 weeks to adjust your schedule. Once we get through the first 2 weeks, you can still withdraw from a class, but starting that third week, you're going to get charged for that class. You're not going to get any money back. Whereas if you withdraw from a class the first week or the second week, you won't be charged for that. So keep that in mind. That drop add period is really critical. If you've never taken out student loans before, this is the very first time that you've taken out loans, you won't receive any credit balance check until you've attended classes for 30 days. That's a federal regulation. So students who have had student loans previously would get their credit balance check the third week of school. Students who have never had student loans won't get any credit balance check till the fourth week of school. So some students are going to get money before other students do, and that's the reason why. Faculty, your teachers are aware of this. So make sure when you're in class that first week, if you're in auto tech student or a diesel tech, and you're waiting till the third or fourth week to have your credit balance checked to purchase tools, just make sure your teacher's aware of that, and they will work with you on that. Like I said, all the teachers are aware of that third week hold and that 30-day hold. Another thing that's critically important the first few weeks of school is your attendance, because we are also required to go in before we release those checks and make sure you've been attending class. So if it gets to be the fourth week of school, you had to wait 30 days to get your credit balance check, and we go back and check your attendance and you haven't been in attendance in any of your classes, that would be a reason why you would not get your credit balance check that day. So attendance is critically important if you're a financial aid student the first 3 to 4 weeks of school. We do realize life happens and things will happen that are beyond your control. So in that event, we would just ask that you make sure you let your student success coach know, or the financial aid office, or anybody you're comfortable communicating with, that so we know and we can make notes in our computer system as to why you've been absent. So that would be one reason you wouldn't have a credit balance check. The second reason you may not have a credit balance check, and we've been sending out emails, but if you are taking student loans, you do have 2 additional steps that you need to do for student loans. And hopefully all of you have done those 2 steps already, but you need to go to studentaid.gov and you need to complete entrance counseling and the master promissory note. So let me give you an example with that. Let's say we have a student and the VA is covering all of their schooling. They have veterans benefits. They come in the third week of school because they've had student loans before. They come in the third week of school expecting to pick up their loan checks to help with living expenses, but they haven't done those 2 steps. And so they come in, they're expecting $3,000 and there's not a check here. And that would be another reason why there wouldn't be a check here, is because they haven't completed those 2 steps. So if that doesn't sound familiar to you, give our office a call and we can walk you through that. Bookstore charges, if you've got enough financial aid to cover all your tuition and fees, and there's money left over for books, bookstore charges will be available starting on Monday. So you can come in with your class schedule, get your books, and not have to pay for your books, and they'll just add that to your account. And then when your financial aid arrives, they take out your tuition fees and whatever you charged in the bookstore, and then what's left over would be given to you. I think Jessica from our student accounts office is going to go more into detail with that. You don't come to financial aid to get a bookstore voucher. You go to student accounts. So make sure you're going to the right office as well. Okay, what can financial aid be used for? Of course, it can be used for tuition and fees, books, laptops, tools, all of those expenses. But what a lot of people don't realize is financial aid can also be used to help with your housing, utilities, food, groceries, to go to the doctor if you're not feeling well, daycare. It can be used for all those expenses. It's never too late to apply for financial aid. So if you're a veteran and you're sitting there thinking, well, I got my schooling covered, so I don't need to apply for financial aid, all students qualify at least for a student loan, regardless of family income. And it's never too late to complete the FAFSA form and find out what you qualify for, and for us to be able to give you some money for those other expenses. So I wanted to make sure you realized that you can use financial aid for necessary living expenses. You cannot use financial aid for a down payment on a house or to buy a new car. You can use it to upkeep your vehicle, but it is against federal regulations to take your credit balance check and buy a vehicle. You can't use it for vacations. You cannot use it to buy a great big fancy flat screen TV or to go in and buy the newest and greatest cell phone. It has to be used for necessary living expenses. So hopefully the screen that's in front of you there will give you some ideas on what you can use financial aid for and what you can't use financial aid for. There is a link up on the screen now, and that is a really good budget calculator. It's free. So I have been researching calculators, budget calculators, and I found that this one was a really good one. So if you're wanting to create a budget while you're in school, please feel free to use that link and do that. Some ways to save some money while you're in school. Well, the first one I have there is pack your lunch, which most students will have to do this year because we don't have a cafeteria this first semester. But packing your lunch can save you $5 a day. So, you know, if you pack your lunch every day, if you're lucky, you can go out for lunch and spend $5 a day. Well, that's $20 a week. That's $100 a month right there that you could save if you pack your lunch versus eating fast food. Also, same thing with Starbucks. Buy a coffee maker and make your own coffee at home. Starbucks, all those coffee places, those drinks can get to be really expensive. So that would be another good way to limit how much you're spending. Do you need all the student loans that are offered? Let's say you get a credit balance check and it's for $5,000, which for some of you it will be. And you're like, I don't need this $5,000. Remember, a good chunk of that is loans. Come see us in the financial aid office. We can send some of that money back. The less money you borrow, the less money you got to pay back when school starts or when school's done. And another thing that students do, which I think is really helpful, is they pay ahead on their bills. Let's say you do need that $5,000 to pay your rent. Go ahead and pay your rent up for the whole semester. Then you don't have to worry about it till January when you get another credit balance check and school starts for the spring semester. So pay ahead on your utilities, pay ahead on your rent, pay ahead on your car payment. All of those types of things are really good ways to budget your money. We do have work study available. Some of you have already been awarded. It would have been on your financial aid offer. Work study is a part-time job working on campus, and you get paid $10 an hour. You work until you've earned $1,500. Most work study students will work 5 to 10 hours a week, and it will take them the entire school year to earn that $1,500. Work study is just an awesome way to build your resume. For example, we do have a position for work study available at the Pennington County Sheriff's Department at the jail. And if you're a criminal justice student, what a better way to maybe get your foot in the door and to be able to put on your resume that while you were a student, you were able to work at the county jail. So we try to place you in positions that match the program you're in, so it does help build your resume. It also gives you a little bit of spending money, you know, to help buy those groceries or put gas in your car, that type of thing. So if you're interested in work study, the very first step is to check with the financial aid office. Not all students are eligible for work study. So that's the very first step, is you would call our office, say you're interested in work study and you're wondering if you're eligible. We say yes or no, and if you are eligible, then you will deal with Rachel in the library, and she's the one that knows what positions are available and that kind of stuff. So our office is the first stop, and then if we give you the green light, then you would visit with Rachel in the library. So I wanted to make sure you were aware that we do have work study funds available if you're interested. The last thing I wanted to make sure I let you know about is this is crazy times, and I know that people are struggling financially, emotionally, all of that kind of stuff. If you are struggling financially, come see us. Your financial aid that you completed is based on your 2018 family income information, which a lot has happened since 2018. Our office does have the authority to do what's called professional judgment. So if your family income has changed from 2018 to 2020, come visit with us and we may be able to get you some additional financial aid. We can't make any promises, but we certainly could look at your file and see if it would be worth the time to go through the professional judgment steps. I just wanted to throw that out there. Make sure that you come visit with us if you're struggling financially. We don't know that if you don't come talk to us. And a lot of times we have suggestions too that maybe can help you stay in school so that you don't have to withdraw. Keith, do we have any questions?
Nothing for you at this point.
Okay. Financial aid office is open and available Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4. If that doesn't work with your schedule, please call. We can come in early. We can stay late. So we will adjust our time around your schedule. Thank you and have a great weekend, and welcome to Western Dakota Tech.
Hi everyone, I am Jessica from the Student Accounts Office. Western Dakota Tech strives to make paying for college convenient and affordable for you. We offer several ways for our students to pay. Self-pay, you can pay either in person in the Student Accounts Office, which is located in Dakota Hall and Enrollment Services, and we accept credit cards, debit cards, cash, check, or money orders. Or you can pay online through My WDT, or you can mail it in using US mail. We also offer financial aid and scholarships to pay your student account, and Sharon was just discussing the process for completing financial aid, and Jenny will be discussing all scholarship that is available on the campus next. Payment plans are also an option for students to pay their account. Payment plans are offered at no charge, and they consist of 3 monthly payments. The first one was due July 30th. The next will be due, the third and final one will be due October 15th. We also have third party funding are outside agencies or businesses that agree to cover all or a portion of the student's costs while they are attending WDT. Examples include VA vocational rehabilitation, Department of Labor, military, or tribal funding. Notification must be received by the Student Accounts Office prior to the tuition due date each semester. And it is the student's responsibility to ensure that the Student Accounts Office has documentation of this funding on file. My WDT, please take a moment and look at your My WDT and the student accounts page that is there, and that provides information on how to view your bill, make a payment, and also all the information that I have talked about previously. Bookstore charges, vouchers are available for students beginning Monday, August 17th and through August 28th. As long as your financial aid, scholarships, or third-party funding is in place and complete, and there is enough to cover your tuition and fees, and there is an amount left over. Students will have the option of either ordering their books online through our bookstore website, and that will begin again on August 17th. But if you are on campus and you want to charge your books, please stop at the Student Accounts Office first, and we will send you over to the bookstore with a voucher. If you have any questions about your tuition bill, setting up a payment plan, paying your tuition, or the bookstore charges, please contact the Student Accounts Office, and we are looking forward to helping you. Thank you. Were there any questions?
I'm Jenny Best, Assistant Director of Scholarships at Western Dakota Tech and Western Dakota Tech's Foundation. Part of the Foundation's mission is to help generate resources for Western Dakota Tech in support of our students. This includes working with donors to help create scholarships that are offered in the fall, spring, and summer semesters, manage and support the full ride Build Dakota Scholarship, help students find access to third-party scholarships, provide students with emergency funds, and work with our alumni to stay connected once they graduate. Part of my job is to make the application process for the scholarships we offer each semester accessible and easy. Our goal is that each student has the opportunity to apply and be awarded a scholarship. For the last few years, we've been using the Award Spring application platform. We are currently developing our own platform that will allow students to apply for scholarships right through their MyWDT account, and we hope to have it up and running by our next scholarship application cycle. If that's not possible, we will be utilizing Award Spring for the spring application cycle. Scholarships for spring 2021 will be posted at the end of August. Make sure to monitor your student email to get instructions on how to apply for scholarships. You will also want to look out for scholarship workshops that are being offered virtually and on campus. These workshops give you the opportunity to complete your application, get help with essay writing and review, and help with third-party research. I'm also available one-on-one, in person, or virtually to assist. My office is in enrollment services. You can stop by, send me an email, or give me a call to set up a time to meet. As always, make sure to check your student email, watch the monitors on campus, and monitor social media for announcements about workshops and other available options to help you get through the process. If while you're a student at WDT, you find you're struggling due to an emergency and need additional help that outside resources may not cover, the Foundation has created an emergency fund. This doesn't cover tuition or fees, but can help with things like paying an electricity bill. This is also a great way to give back and to help others by making small donations through our student emergency fund boxes located on campus. If you find that you are struggling, please make sure to reach out to your student success coach. They will direct you to community resources and help you with the emergency fund application. No questions? Thank you.
I'm Jennifer Williams-Curl, and I'm the Library and Disability Services Coordinator here at Western Dakota Tech. You can find my office in the Student Success Center, and you can reach me at library@wdt.edu or call me at 718-2904. Our library is inside the Success Center. We have got study tables, collaboration stations available upon request. We've also got a couple of testing rooms with HD cameras in them, and there are meeting rooms available. Please note that this semester, the setup will be a little bit different than it normally is in the Success Center due to COVID-19 and social distancing guidelines. There are computers available to use. We do have limited computer use right now because of COVID-19. If you need a computer and there isn't one available, check with your coach or myself, and we may have a couple other options. You can check out books and audiobooks for 2 weeks. We've also got calculators, headphones, colored pencils, and other equipment that you can check out and borrow. We're able to borrow books and articles from other libraries if you need them. We also have Kurzweil 3000, which is a literacy tool. I am our Disability Services Coordinator. If you work with Voc Rehab, or if you had an IEP or a 504 plan in high school, please reach out to me. In high school, someone reaches out to you if they think you need a little bit of help. In college, the difference is that you have to reach out to me for me to know you need my help. The Success Center does house one of our printers and copiers. This link here tells you how to install the printers to your computer and also explains about payment. I also do some career services, so I help with cover letters, resumes, and interview skills. Kurzweil 3000 is a really cool feature that I want to talk about just a little bit. Training is available by appointment. Go ahead and email me and we can schedule something. We're also going to have some virtual training available September 8th through the 11th. Kurzweil allows you to use text-to-speech, speech-to-text. You can create vocab study guides. It's got bibliography resources and a bunch of reading comprehension tools. Your login information will be sent via Kurzweil. Then that will be sent the first week of classes. If you have any questions about using Kurzweil, feel free to reach out to myself or your success coach. My WDT also has library resources. At the top, there is an About the Library section. Then there are available tools. This includes Kurzweil and Student Lingo. One really cool Student Lingo video is about plagiarism. It helps you understand what should you cite, when should you cite it, why should you cite it, or why don't you need to cite it. So that's a great training tool. There's also some videos about how to conquer test anxiety, how to take notes, things like that. Within the My WDT library page, you're also going to find a list of our database subscriptions and any required credentials if you're off campus. There are also some tools for citations, periodicals that we have available digitally, links to find a book within the WDT library or within South Dakota Share It, and other online resources. If you need any help finding or using any of these, again, please stop by the Success Center, see myself or your coach, or send me an email, call, whatever works best for you. Career services is another part of what we offer in the Success Center. If you go to this URL, you can find full and part-time job postings. These jobs are sent directly to WDT by the employers. They are looking to hire our graduates and our students. We are going to have some drop-in events, August 31st through September 4th, again in November, and then the career fair is slated for Wednesday, February 3rd. We don't have any of the details for these quite yet, so be sure to check your student email. We will email all of those details as soon as we have them. Any questions?
All right, good morning. My name is Rachel. I'm from the Student Success Center. I'm one of the coaches. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an overview of what we have available in the center here on campus while you're a student with us. First and foremost, we are here to help you guys out. We want to be your best resource on campus for academic resources, also community resources, other ways to get involved in campus activities, and then also if you guys have questions about anything,
We just want you to know that we're available from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. So if one of your coaches isn't there that you're looking for specifically, you can still work with any of the other coaches. So I want to make sure I introduce you to everyone. These are your team of coaches here. We've got Kevin, Keith, Leah, and myself. We all take over different programs that we work with the closest to, but like I said, we can all be reached out to by any of you, whether you're in one of our programs or in another. We're more than happy to help you guys out, but just know we're all located right in the center at the front of the library. We all have our own offices there. And so please feel free to come and see us and say hi and let us know if you've got questions about anything. We also have a great support team here as the coaches for you. We've got Debbie Toms, who is our registrar and director of the Student Success Center. Liz Kinsella, who you met a little bit earlier in this presentation today, she's our coordinator. And then Jennifer Williams-Curl, who you just met, she is our library and ADA, our disability services coordinator in the library as well. But we work with these three very closely to make sure that we have all the right resources for you as students, that we have things readily available. And again, if any of us are unavailable for some reason, Liz and Jennifer, who are located right in the Success Center with the coaches, are available to help as well. Just a few things to kind of highlight for you all. Like I mentioned, we've got our on-campus resources, but then we also want to make sure that we're working with you all if you're needing extra community resources, such as food, childcare, shelter, transportation. These are just a few of the community partners that have come alongside us here at Western Dakota Tech to help some of our students in the previous years. I know they're really looking forward to helping students that are needing more assistance moving forward. But yes, we want to be able to connect you with the right resources here in the area. Also, something to kind of put up front for you all as students, your information, your personal information is very important to us, that it's kept private and confidential as you're a student here. So all of your student information as far as academic and financial records are kept confidential. No one else is able to access those except for you. Now, if you have a family member, a spouse, a parent, someone like that, that you want to allow to access those records on your behalf, or if you have a scholarship you're applying for and you would like to have a faculty or staff member be a reference on your behalf, any of those different kinds of things, we do need to have what's called a form put on file for you. So it's the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. What that does is that ensures that we're only providing information to someone that you have authorized to have that information. There is certain password requirements that go along with that as far as internally for us to release any of that information as well. If you do have anything like that, please don't hesitate to come ask a coach for assistance with that. We can get you to the right forms, make sure things get turned in correctly so that you can have that information secure for who it needs to be and available for who it needs to be otherwise. And then last but not least, on the kind of overall of everyone you've met today, and then a few other groups that you maybe didn't get to meet so far, we just wanted to highlight some of the different groups that we've got here on campus that are here to help you. If you look in your orientation packet, there's a lot of information that's referenced in this section of the presentation too, as far as who your coach is, so check that for your programs. Also, these different contacts are listed in there as well. We want to just make sure you have easy access to contact any of us or any of these other departments that you might be looking for assistance from. And again, with the orientation packet, there's a few extra things in there as well. Setting up your student email is a really important one. We want to make sure that you have access to that both on your computer and on your phone. We know that that's something that we want to have you guys checking every day. We check ours every day, so we want to make sure you guys are getting all the information up front. And a lot of times having it on your phone gives you easier access to that. So if you're needing help with that, go ahead and look in there for the instructions. But if you still need assistance, go ahead and reach out to one of us coaches. Some other areas too, just to kind of get used to things and getting started. That checklist for success is something that we were really excited to put together for you all to give you easy access to a lot of other resources. We want to make sure that you are ready to go for school. And again, if you've got questions about anything beyond what you're seeing in there or have questions about what you're seeing in that packet, please don't hesitate, reach out to the coaches. We're excited to hear from you and help you guys out and get started this semester. All right, thank you so much.
How does tutoring work? I think she heard me. How does tutoring work?
So tutoring, thank you for the question. The way that our tutoring works in the center is We are going to have students that have taken the classes already. They'll be available in the center for free tutoring completely. It's sometimes one-on-one, sometimes it may be a small group, which of course we're planning that out too. So when you see the center, you'll be able to be directed to where the tutors are located. The tutoring is most specifically geared towards the general education classes such as math, English. We do have some in the anatomy and physiology and the medical terminology areas as well. But computers and those are kind of our main highlights for those ones. So thank you for the question.
You're welcome.
Any other questions from anyone? If you do have more questions, please feel free to type those into the chat section as well. So that way we can make sure that we don't miss any questions from you all.
Hello, my name is Kevin. I'm one of the other coaches that you will meet down at the Success Center when you come in. What I'm going to be going over today is accessing your email and navigating MyWDT. So if you've already logged into MyWDT, that's awesome. But if you haven't done it yet, that's okay. We'll just kind of go through a little thing or go through the process of getting into MyWDT. As you can see here, we're going to have some quick links, which I'll show you at a later point on logging into MyWDT to change your password. You will need your 7-digit ID number. That should have came to you via email of the one that you provided us. And the default password is going to be your birth date, which is going to be in the format of month, day, day, year, year. As you can see in our example, May 23rd, 1992 would be 05231992. No spaces or any special characters in there. After this point, when you go to log into MyWDT, the new password that you just made will be the password you're going to be needing to log into MyWDT. If you're having any trouble, you can contact our help desk, our IT help desk at 605-394-5355. Now to access your student email, you'll need to, we're going to have a different format. Basically, it's going to be your first name dot last name at stu.wdt.edu, and it will be using the same password that you just created for MyWDT. So why do we need to get into MyWDT? Basically, this way you can access your course schedule and textbooks, view your grades, your GPA. We also have a how-to tab, and we have some more options that you'll be able to use when you get in there. Just a reminder, don't forget to ask questions. Just put it in our chat feature. That way we can get to you at the end of this session after we go through the demonstration. All right, so. Okay, so this is our MyWDT page. I haven't logged in yet, so you're going to see home admissions up here at the top. But some features that I want to kind of show you on the side here is on the quick links, you have a change password, which on that email is going to take you to the same place that's on that web address on that email to change your password. Let's see, the bookstore. This is use this link to see what books are required for your classes. Keep your receipts for books purchased in the WDT bookstore in case you need to return your books. And as you can see down here is our WDT tech support. Just go to that link and then it'll submit a ticket to our IT department. We can do that to reset passwords, email issues, and MyWDT issues. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into MyWDT up here at the top. And if I typed it in properly, it'll log in. As you can see here, the options up at the top changed. And occasionally we'll have some messages that'll pop up at the top, like the one that you're seeing right here. All right, so let's see. First thing I'm going to go over here is our how-to tab. So I'm going to click in there. In here, you're going to see your class schedule. You're also going to access, you can access your student email. There's a quick tutorial on that. View your grades. More in-depth videos on how to navigate MyWDT. And down here in the bottom, just in case you move or anything like that, there's a change your address or your phone number option. So go in there and you can put in your student ID number and it will send us the information to update. Next thing I'm going to go over here is the course tab. You're going to be spending a lot of your time in this. This is going to show your classes. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm in multiple classes, but I am going to go down here to our Sociology 100 and then click into that class. So as you can see here, this is a quick overview on what you're going to probably see in each of the classes. Keep in mind that some of them are going to change occasionally, and it depends on the instructor and how it's set up, but they'll have the same basic setup. So as you can see here along the left-hand side, you're going to see an option for a syllabus, the course information, your attendance. It'll show you your grade book. And then a good place to start would probably be this introduction module here. So when you go in there, it'll kind of give you directions and ways to get through the class and things like that. So next, I'm going to go up here across the top. I'm just going to click on financial aid. You already met Sharon a little earlier, but here's the financial aid information. You'll see their office hours from 7:30 to 4. And also you can see a phone number and their email address. Next one over, we're going to click on student accounts. In student accounts, this is going to give us the office hours over here. You'll be able to access your 1098T information for tax purposes. And then here's the main phone number for our student accounts personnel that are down there. And the other feature that, that you can do in here is you can pay your account balances and access your course and fee statement. Now I kind of just scratched the surface of the MyWDT, so please explore and get a feel of how to navigate it. So next thing I'm going to go into is our student email. So I'm going to click into there, wait for that to come up. As you can see here, we have our demo student. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And then I'm going to enter the new password that I just made. Okay, now I'm going to click no here. And then as soon as you put that in, you're going to be able to access your student email. As you can see here, I've got some information that's coming up from our president, some stuff from the Student Success Center and our library. Do keep in mind, occasionally check your junk email. Once in a while, you're going to find some of the information does go in there. It just happens. I don't know. Just occasionally just go in there and check on that. So if you, let me see. So basically that's the end of this. I just scratched the surface like I said before. So if you have any questions, just go ahead and put them in the chat box. And then I'm going to check with Keith to see if there are any. So nothing in there? Okay, well, thank you for your time.
Hey, Kevin,
Yes.
how do you look on the My WDT? How do you look to see what books you need?
Okay, so here, let me go change my screen. Okay, I'm still in my email, so I'm going to go back here. So we're going to go to our how-to tab, and then we're going to look at our class schedule. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click here, and this will give you some directions on how to get there. But what I can do is I'm going to go over here to registration and advising. And then I'm going to click view details. Now I'm not going to have the full functionality because I'm not enrolled in any classes right now. But we're going to make sure that it goes into 2020, 2021 fall. And you can select that if it's not already selected for you in this drop-down menu. And then you're going to print schedule. Now it's not really going to print anything, but as you can see, I'm not in any classes. But at the same time, it should populate with the classes that you're currently in. Do keep in mind there may be a page 2 for this. And everything should be in there. Also on this book list, it's also going to show you your schedule and everything. So you're going to see ISBN numbers down at the bottom of each of the classes that of the books or programs that you're going to need. So does that answer your question?
Had a few other questions coming, Kevin.
Okay.
So guys, a couple different questions that are coming into the chat box right now that we want to go ahead and put out to everyone because they're probably questions that most have. What is the login username for your email again?
So the login or the login for it is going to be your first dot last name. So if you don't know what your email login for your email is going to be, you can go up here to the top right hand corner and you should see initials or something along that line up there. So I'm going to click on there and then I'm going to go into my profile. And then I'm going to go into my contact information. And then I am going to click down and it's going to show me my email address. So what's going to be what's commonly done in this is the stu.wdt.edu, the form or people transpose the letters and stuff like that. So this is going to be the basic setup for that.
Okay. Next question. So if you cannot get into your student email, would you need to get a hold of IT to reset that password, or what options do you have?
So what you can do is go here to the home, whether you're logged in or not. If you haven't logged into anything yet, I would just go ahead and go click on WDT tech support and get into that, and then put in your email address of the one that does work, the subject, the category. As you can see here, you can do a password reset, email, My WDT, so on and so forth in the drop down, and then a description of what's going on, and then submit the ticket. So looks like we don't have any more questions. So let me change my picture.
Awesome. All right, well, we're going to hang out here for about 10 more minutes just through the chat. So if you have any other questions, please be sure to put those into the chat box. If you think of things later on today, you can go ahead and reach out to the Student Success Center. Also, just bringing up once again, make sure to check your online orientation packet you would have received in the invite for today's presentation for that checklist. And just be sure to reach out to us when you get here onto campus. Make sure you stop by the Success Center to meet your success coach. We're all excited to get you here on the 24th. We'll hang out here again, like I said, for a few more minutes. If you have questions, please put it into the chat box. And if you hadn't already, make sure that you have put your first and last name into the chat box to receive the survey for today's presentation. And then you will be entered into a drawing for the WDT bookstore gift card. Thank you all for coming today.